We ate this acid that was Double Barrel Sunshine. And we all went to see. I still remember vividly who I went to see that movie with. Mm-hmm. And what one of the guys did, this guy, John Crowley, there was a Carvel in that mall. This was the Fairview Cinema.
The Carvel cakes with ice cream?
Yeah, but there was a store that gave you the cone. Mm. And somebody went into the movie theater and threw the cone down. And it was melting, and it had a few ants around it, and there was a long line. And he goes, watch, I'll cut in front of the line. And he picked up the fucking ice cream and started, we were all on acid.
Oh, yeah.
His name was John Crowley. He started eating the ice cream. And everybody in that line fucking froze. And we just walked in like we owned the joint.
People on acid were fucking eating...
No, people on acid were watching my friend eat a cone of ice cream that was melting with ants on it. He picked it up and ate it. You think people were going to fuck with him after that? And then, before the movie started, he went up on stage. We dared him. Go ahead, go up there on stage and tell the people. He was so fucked up on acid. He went up there. He's like, can I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen? And there people were fucking howling because they had just seen him eat a fucking ice cream cone outside with ants on it and shit. You know, like I went to all those. Another time, I went to a movie. I went to see AC/DC with a friend of mine, Kurt DiLorenzo. God bless his soul. And we did coke that night and booze. And we drank like blackberry brandy. And me and him were tight. And one night we pulled the Lee on him. Me, him, and this kid Louis Castellito went to a movie. I can't remember what movie it was. But on the way home, we were on fucking fire.
Yeah.
Like the acid was beaming. We were tripping. We were seeing shit.
That's crazy, bro.
And I think it was Louis Castellito kept saying, guys, I keep hearing sirens. And there were sirens. But I kept telling him, I don't hear no sirens. Damn. And the other dude played along with me. He's like, I don't hear no sirens.
Dude,
we kept walking. There must have been a fire somewhere. There's sirens everywhere. This guy's like, what? I wonder what's going on. Why are there sirens? And we're like, we don't hear no fucking sirens. Knock it off. And it had just rained. Like, when we were in the movie theater, it rained like... It rained a ton. And there was a pothole with water on it. Now, we're fucking with him for at least 15 minutes about the fucking sirens. He's hitting his ears and shit. He's like, I gotta make it stop. I gotta make it go away. We're fucking howling, me and Kurt. And there's a pothole filled with water. And I'll never forget, he bent over and took the water and started throwing it on his face.
That's gotta
He started splashing the water on his face. And he kept saying, I still hear the sirens. And we're like, listen, knock it off. There's no fucking sirens. And after about another block of getting towards it, he just took off and ran home. The next day we saw him. He's like, that was fucked up last night. He goes, I went home. I kept hearing sirens.
Dude.
Oh, my God. That is the best. When you take somebody, when he knelt down on Kennedy Boulevard, dog, and splashed water on his face. From the pothole, I nearly and it was right across from Fairview fucking Diner. Me and George, and there was a little hill, so all the water ran into that pothole.
Oh, nice.
There was a couple inches of water when he bent. The street was still wet, but dog, when he bent over and splashed water on his face, that was the killer right there.
I wonder if there's an increase in like mental institution, like in that
from
time.
acid,
from just Joey.
Oh, just from the repercussions?
The Joey, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, acid was like a $6. People were always like, acid was more popular when I was young. You know, for $6, you might fucking die, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what was going to happen with acid.
You know that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that was the thing.
That's the beauty of it.
That's what I loved about it. It was like, and people would always complain, like, this acid's no good. Like, it was $6 fucking, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It was $3 when I was growing up.
Yeah, you're lucky you're not dead. You're lucky you're not dead. Dude, we had this boy in Barry Shirts, and he would, this dude, he took a hit too hard or had a bunch. He might have taken like 10 or 20 hits one time. And he would start to keep an extra shirt with him, right? And change his shirt when he was tripping. And then eventually it was like 2 shirts and in a bag, 2 shirts, 3 shirts.
He would just sweat.
Oh, just not even sweating, just switching shirts, bro. So you'd be hanging out with him. He'd leave the room and he would come back in a different shirt. And so then if you were on acid with him and you didn't know he did that shit, you didn't know he just had this kind of little psychosis thing he was going through where he's just switching shirts, just fucking. So then every 40 minutes, he'd have on a different colored shirt. So if you were a new person, you didn't know. You'd be like, what the fuck, man? You'd think you were tripping even harder. Dude, we had time, and I remember bad acid would come through town, and like everybody would start acting a certain way. People would start, I remember one time people wore like a bunch of like kind of, Grateful Dead type of stuff. People wore vests. They'd have like a bad batch of acid would come through next. Half the town's wearing fucking vests. Women are gelling their hair down. I remember one time. Dude, they had this one dude at this party, and he'd apparently had taken a bunch of acid or he put it in his mouth. And for, $4, whatever, he would like spit into your mouth like a hit of acid.
Why would you do something like that? That's disgusting.
But there wasn't anything else to do.
So I'm gonna let some fucking stranger spit acid in my mouth. For $4, I can put the acid in my mouth for free.
But we didn't have it.
Oh, you didn't have the $4.
We had the $4, but we didn't have the acid. He had it inside of his system, and for $4 or in his, he put it in his mouth, and then for $4 he'd fucking fire it into you. So next thing you know, bro, we spent about $36. We're fired up, dude. At this, can't have any fun anymore. I remember the first time I went, dude, he was eating. I remember a couple lesbians brought me back to their apartment. And I ended up stealing a sex toy out of there because I got a little bit keyed up on some cocaine and got nervous. But you could have fun, though.
Did you sniff it and would jerk off? Is that why you stole the sex toy?
Dude, well, here's what I went over these.
I used to steal chicks' panties.
Oh, bro. I would steal something every time.
On the way home, I'd jerk off in the panties and throw them out of the fucking car like a savage.
Dude, okay, bro, one time I was with this girl and I was so drunk, bro. She was driving us and I had to puke so bad and I just took my hat off my head, filled it, just vomited right into it, right? Just threw it right out the window and just kept talking to her like nothing had happened, bro. Dude, another time, this dude, my buddy, Billy Conforto, rest in peace, bro. He died. He drove into an embankment. But he used to do pills and everything, and we were bus boys together. We were co-bus boys, even though he was about 35 or 40, He looked like Don Flamenco. You know who that is from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? The little Italian guy, and he's like...
No.
He looked like that guy, but without the roses and about an extra 20 pounds, and he was also homosexual. But he gave me some pills, gave me some somas one night or something. I think tried to maybe take advantage of me. I don't remember. That's a good thing about pills is, what I'm saying? If you did get molested, you don't really have to remember it. But I remember this girl, this hot chick that I knew was at this bar we ended up at, and I was like, I need a ride home. I mean, I sat in my passenger seat. She drove us home. While she's driving, I vomited all over her, right? And the only thing I remember is we made plans to go to church the next morning. So in the morning, I come out of my house, have no clue how I got home, I open the car door, and there's vomit everywhere except like in the shape of this woman right on the front car seat. And I went over to church, and she was there, and she looked at me like I was the devil himself, man.
You barked on this poor girl.
Yeah, she was a sweet girl, too.
What the fuck are you giggling about? Nobody...
Why did you like him? What did he do?
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now just keep going from where you told it, because then...
You know that little forehead you got?